I wish. It says, welcome to the live. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. Oh, this is the top of your head.
Oh, that sucks. Only see the top of my head? Wow. I wonder if I need to... Oh, there we are. Peace and blessings. Oh my goodness, I'm moving this around too much. Welcome, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Boop, boop, boop. Hey, Savannah, Georgia. Hi. Welcome. Today we're doing a live. I thought I lost you. No, baby, I'm right here. Evening, everyone. Brooklyn. ATL. Jezebel root. Ooh, I know what that's for. Oh, so sweet. So today I'm just going to give people a few minutes to come on in. You know, I was thinking I was going to play some music. We've been playing Afro beats in the store and hanging out. Today, it's Friday. It's like great day to be hanging out, visiting. Oh boy. Did you just see it go dim and come back up? Okay, maybe it's only on my end. So, family. Oh, Barbados! Woohoo! Afro beats, that's right. We've got a little bit of soul in here. Rochester, New York. Welcome, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Woo! Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah, I'll play some music for just a minute. I work too much. I need to go party a little bit. My first live. Yeah, I'll give it a minute. Come on in. So, is this bright enough? This is one of my first times doing a live in my office. Haven't done it in here in a while. Colors, everything's good. So, I want to know who watched the 2023 forecast that I did. Anybody watch that? Anyone here yet that watched that? Let's see. Want to talk a little bit about this year. Those of you who are really interested in African spirituality, we're going to, yes, I did. Very good. Excellent. Setting intentions. So this idea of the reading of the year is something that is very prominent in Cuba in addition to Nigeria. Oh, I love it. He says your first live. Trust me, it's not the first live. It's maybe my first live in a year or longer. We're getting better by the day, right? There goes a great affirmation and a great intention. I'm so happy and grateful now. I am blessed with getting better every day, right? This is something we all can say because we're all on the journey to be better. All right, so in traditional African spirituality or in traditional African practices, many groups do a forecast for the year. Do a forecast for the year in addition to how in astrology people may do a forecast to find out about what to think about this year, or what does the planetary movements kind of bring about. We hear about people using the numbers. I did one on a 3 because this year is a 3. What's that all about? And so they did a reading of the year in Cuba, and no worries. So there's a reading done in Cuba for people who are in Ifa Yoruba traditions. And so today I thought we could talk a little bit about the forecast that I did. And if you're interested, we're going to take a little poll for all of us who are here. If you're interested in us reviewing some of the things that came out in Cuba for the world, we can do that too. Because there are many things that happen in the world that actually have been forecasted in Cuba. I know in my community, we do a reading of the year, and it forecasted the blackout. I couldn't believe that. It's forecasted different types of things that happen in people's families. Like 2 years ago was the year of the father. Their health indications that come out. Different orishas that are reigning that year. And things like that. So if you all want to kind of talk a little bit about that, I want to share with you and kind of review with you some of the things that I discussed in the forecast for 2023. That's cool to know, the forecast. Absolutely, because some things will apply to individuals, and or you'll notice this thing applying to you, but something else may apply to someone else. All the way around, it's a vibration, and we need to realize that we have our own individual vibration, but we're a part of a collective, right? Your family is that's a collective that you're a part of. Your community, a part of. That's an extended part of who you are. So it's really important to think about some of this information because it's bigger than just you, right? It can be affecting you, it can be affecting loved ones. So we talked about that this year is a 3, and in the Yoruba faith, the Orisha Ogun, Ogun, is one of the orishas that sits in the number 3. And the warriors, for those of you who have warrior orishas, or even if you're not in traditional practices, you know about the concept of the worker, right? We all know someone who are like, oh man, this person's always grinding. So Ogun is the Orisha and the vibration of working all the time, really achieving things, groundbreaker. This idea of this is the year to break ground. This is a year to not get lazy. This is a year not to be tired, right? Even if you're tired, you need to keep plugging, keep pushing, keep going. Because we've had the 0 where everyone was locked up in the house, right? Then we had the next year where we kind of started getting out a little bit, making our connections again that we haven't made in a while. Then we had last year, which was really starting to right? The wheels are starting to turn, seeing progress, making some breakthroughs, your eyes becoming open, because 2 is definitely about opening your eyes and really knowing what's going on and really taking a survey of where you are. And now we're in a 3. So I say, get sleep, get rest, and grind. Sleep, rest, grind. Sleep, rest, grind. Right? Because this is a year to keep moving. This is a year for you to see some of the things that you've been working on come to fruition. Not just be a concept in your mind, but to really see how you can get to the next level. If you've thought about going to school, this is a year to really start researching that and taking steps. If you wanted to save some money, this is a year to come up with a budget of saving money. If you wanted to start doing more with technology, this is a year to do more with technology. So we talked about a lot of different positive aspects of the three, but the internet also lives in three, right? Sleep, rest, grind. That's right. Sleep, rest, grind. So we need to, this is a year to really look at what resources do you have. Hey, Sweden, welcome. This is a year to really look at what resources do you have. You know, I read someone today and I want to share her story a little bit, and she knows who she is. But I really like to share people's stories with you all because I think that it really helps us to really see that whatever you're going through, you're not alone. Someone else is going through something, right? And maybe your experience or their experience can be a motivator. So as an example, this person, very educated. This person is very educated, lost their job during COVID, and hasn't worked in 3 years. So the person said that they were being harassed by people that lived in their area, neighbors around them, and that they even took their landlord. I thought it went blank. Did it go blank? No. Oh. So in the reading, the Spirit told the person, if you say that you can't leave your house and that people have been barricading you in your house, well, you can use the internet. You can go, hey, Sri Lanka, you can work on the internet. The person is bilingual, so Spirit told him you could be working, hustling, translating documents, translating for people, doing things like that, right? And so it was interesting that they didn't think to do any of these things. They didn't think to use the resources that they have available instead of blaming. And so I'm sharing that with you because Ogun, number 3, as I said before, talks about technology, talks about using the resources that you have available. This year, it's about using the resources you have available. And so this is also a year, and just to kind of tie in the Orisha, because for me, Orisha is not separate from who we are. Our spirituality is not separate from who we are. If you're on my Instagram or any of my social media, it's my tag. One of my taglines is Spirit in You. And this is a Spirit in You kickback with me. So I'll be doing them all over the place, right? Sometimes we'll do them here on YouTube. Sometimes we'll be on Instagram and so on. But metal is one of the items that Ogun, number 3, the Orisha, one of the Orishas that own number 3, lives in. Well, how do you get metal to bend? You have to heat it up. You have to heat it up. And so this is a year, if you've been really passive, you got to get heated up. You got to get moving. Got to get moving. That's the only way that you're going to transform a situation, right? So see how I connected the Orisha, connected these ideas all together. So this is a year to really, 1, use the resources that you have, but 2, get moving. Right? It's kind of like, well, if we sit around all day, we're not really going to be sweating, right? You got to be like working out to really like be sweating, unless you're a person who sweats a lot. Like I know a couple people like that. But you guys know that even if you sweat a lot, you still got to work out so that you can really get it going. So this is a year to get moving. If you've been stagnant, this is a year to break stagnation. You need to move your house around. If you need to change your clothes up, you need to change your mind up. All that mind furniture that's just sitting there collecting dust, you need to start getting new ideas. If you've had these ideas for a long time, you haven't done anything with them, throw them out, put them in a file, and come up with new ideas. Anything that is stagnant must be broken in this year. If not, you're not going to see some of the progress that you're seeking. All right? So these are really important points around this year being a 3. Some of the things that I discussed that are things to watch out for this year are around health, exploratory surgeries. This is a year for people who think about doing cosmetic surgery. This is not the best year for that. This is not the best year to do things like cosmetic surgery and things like that, because it can lead to unnecessary issues, right? This is a year around where doctors can want to explore inside of the person's body. So the flip side of that is that if you've been putting off taking care of your health, this is a great year to do that. If you're a person who you've got female issues, you need to go get that checked and you haven't done that. If you are a person that there's certain ailments that run in your family, heart problems, stomach problems, head problems, whatever, go check it out. So as these things may be, there may be some precautions, there are also some encouragements. So anybody got questions before I go on? I haven't been doing lives, and when I was doing lives, it was just so many of us here, and today it's a lot of us again, which I love. Oh boy, they're like, we ain't got no questions. We got to hear some stuff. Weight loss, absolutely. That's about moving, right? When we're sitting too still and we're being too dormant, what happens? Happens to all of us, right? So this is a perfect year. This is a perfect year to be doing those things to get your mind, body in sync. Why? Because Ogun, number 3, is an Orisha and a deity that is about strength. This is a great year. Be lifting weights. Why? Because if anyone looks up this Orisha, he's like muscle, right? And I did a video which is fixing a machete. That was really racy. But the machete was for him. Why? Because this idea, he's the groundbreaker. Right? Be playing some, maybe I'll find a little Ogun song so I can play it. So you guys can hear that. For those of you who do know about these things, great. And if you don't, maybe today's a good preview. I called him yesterday. That's what I'm talking about. He showed up and showed out. Yes, that is how Orisha works. They're going to show up for us and they're going to show out. Listen to that. That's yeah. Let's see if we can find one that's See, that's a song for the Orisha Ogun. Oh yeah, I know some people on this live know about Ogun. I love it. Please, everyone, join my mailing list because we're going to be getting into some stuff this year. We're breaking it. It's always a good time to embrace your gifts. All right. So we don't have any questions about what I said for this year being a 3. So, I mean, well, a few people had some questions about themselves and things to do. Anyone else? Because we're going to go on. We're going to talk a little bit about the reading of the year from Cuba. You got to take my spiritual development class, and that starts in weeks. So definitely got to get on my mailing list at yeyeo.com, or in some of my in all of the videos, there's a link there to join that mailing list. I have a question. I don't know that much about doing lives, because now I'm really got to get to know, why does the screen keep going, like fading down? I'm going to have to look that up. Who knows the answer to that? I just received Ogun along with the other warriors. Absolutely. Okay. So, in the reading of the year from Cuba, and I just want to reiterate for those of you who just came on, we're just kind of going in. Hey, Germany. So, we went into talking about, this is a 3, some of the things that comes in 3s this year, things to think about. We talked about global readings of the year, global prophecy. And we're going to review a little bit of the reading of the year from Cuba. Because if you don't know about this kind of thing, it still affects you just because you don't know about it. And so this is a great way for me to also introduce some things about myself. Love Ifa, love the religion. And so I want to share with you, because we don't really do a lot of that with the videos. So the Odu of the year, which is the sign, the vibration that comes this year, is called Otura Niko. And it says Osobo Iku Ntori. So Osobo means negative. Hey, Peru. Ire means positive. It's saying that there's a negativity in the world of things ending. Can be death, people passing, death of a situation, the ending of different things. And the Orisha or Rumala, who is the Orisha in the Fa system, is the one who has come to save humanity for this year. So Oshun is the Orisha that is the one who is ruling in Cuba, but in the world, because that reading is for all people in the world, but definitely for people who are interested and practitioners in African spirituality. Another Orisha who is presiding this year is Obatala, father of the world, Orisha of whiteness, of character, of personality. Let me see if one person on here knows something about Obatala. I know you guys know a lot about these Orishas. And Oshun, of course, is mine. Yeah, yeah. The name of the Botanica. Get off of... All right. I heard that. So here we go. I'm just going to read little small sections, and then we're going to check in and out. It says the ebo, the work, the thing to manifest a change. That's right, the old man, white clothing. So it says a rooster, the size of the person's, a piece of thread, the size of a person's head, a drum, a snare, an arrow, plenty of oti or liquor, honey, white cloth, a stone from a hill, river water, earth from the corners, all kinds of food. So this is if you were going to give an offering, or professional help, this is a year to seek that. Why? Because the sun's coming up for everybody, but it's not coming up for that one person. See how these parables kind of travel across for a lot of different people. Oh boy. Can I have a napkin there? I just put shea butter all over my glasses. That's an Obatala thing. That's crazy. So, thank you. So then it talks about these are things that they're saying for people, because remember in the beginning it says that there's negativity in the world. So we're all getting the precaution to take care of ourselves. This is one of the things that they talked about. Thank you. This is one of the things they talk about in the reading of the year. Right? It says, I'm just kind of scanning for you all. It says that 2023 warns against natural disasters, hurricanes, movement of the tides, flooding of the rivers that can have serious consequences to humanity, right? So that's pretty big because those things are already happening, right? We've heard about floods, hurricanes, bad weather, things like that, right? So we really need to think about, if they're already saying this is in the world, this is why I say, even if you're not interested in traditional spirituality or you don't know a lot about it, California weather, it's still there. That's kind of like saying, well, I put blackout curtains on my windows so the sun doesn't come in. Well, if you go outside, it's still sunny. All right? So we want to be really present to what's going on in the world. It says, pay special attention to the education of children. This is a year to watch out for our males. This is a year to watch out for young males. This is a year to watch out for older males. Males in general, but definitely young males in your family. This is a year to really pay special attention to them. Not that we don't always do that, but this is a year to do that. I homeschool my children. Oh, shit. So then it says here, pay special attention to young children. Then it says, it predicts the transfers of teachers and other occupations to generate more income. So it's saying that we may have a shortage where people go out and they're like, you know what, I'm not making money doing this. I'm going to go do something else, where there can be a shortage of educators. Right? Educators in different ways, in schools, in churches, in your community, people who have information to share with you. It could even be that people are looking for a mentor, or they have a mentor and the person's just like, I got to do something else. This ain't giving me no money. I got to keep it moving, right? They're saying that people are going to become a bit more financially focused and less focused on people, right? Very important to keep in mind. It says, an increase in alcohol consumption in the population. Remember I said before, if people are very stressed or people are depressed, they may try to medicate themselves differently. It's saying here that people can have bad habits that can also cause problems in the body. It says here, recommendations. I'm just looking to see what I think really is good for you guys in terms of what is helpful. It says this letter, remember I said the sign of the year is Otura Nico, for people who want to look that up. It says this year warns that abuse is in the air. So again, whether it be abusing something, abusing someone, doing different things, we want to keep that in mind and not to over abuse yourself, right? Sometimes people over abuse themselves mentally. You're going and ruminating and thinking and beating yourself up, right? It's unnecessary. There's only one person that's important in your life. Guess who it is? I. Because when you walk up to someone, you go, hi, I'm Elemi. Hi, I'm Rose. Hi, I'm James, right? You're not talking about oh, that person is introducing, you're saying I. So you're always the most important person. It's very important to hear these things so that we can be mindful of self-care and how to take care of ourselves. I'm coming out with a juicy, juicy, juicy video for Valentine's Day for everyone, like for everyone. So that's great. So it talks about economic recommendations for this year, right? It says the economy, as we already know, is the foundation of societies, therefore prospering within it by taking advantage of opportunities, right? Taking advantage of opportunities, properly managing your income, and avoiding actions that lead us to loss. Hello, they're talking about get on your grind, save your money, get it going. Think about opportunities out there. Remember I said 3 was use the resources that you have and build on them. Now the reading of the year, what does it say? Go out there and make something of whatever it is that you have, right? Saying here opportunities, money, grinding, part-time jobs, looking for more money, looking for more income somewhere. Work hard, absolutely. I was just thinking something. Okay, let me get back to this. Can't be listening to stuff in my head. So then it says here, it says, new socioeconomic perspectives brings prosperity and development in our lives. It says it is important to be careful with harboring feelings of greed within us, since the obsession with money can bring death. Remember, the sign this year says negativity due to death or things ending. Then they're talking about the money's out there flowing. You got to go work and grind and go get it. But do not be greedy where it distracts you. It's so funny. Distracts you from what it is that you need to do. Because remember, this is all energy. And the universe has already told us through the reading of the year, all this is here for you. Just go out there and get it. You don't need to be greedy because there's more than enough for you and everybody else. All right? It says the letter indicates that with the timely support of corresponding authorities, it will be a favorable year for developing the economy through industrial production. What does that mean? Agriculture, right? So if you're into growing things, I think you guys know what kind of growing I mean. Go ahead and keep doing, grow food, grow things that you can eat, flowers you can grow, plant, whatever, or grow things in your house. Why? Because what is growth? By you feeding it, watering it, cultivating it. You're cultivating growth in your life. Right? So if people do that professionally, great. But if you don't, this is a good thing, especially for the plant lovers. Health indications. Remember, I gave you some health indications in number 3 about exploratory surgeries, all these different things about, being careful with cosmetic surgeries, things like that. Okay, so now it talks about health. So it says physical and mental well-being in human beings is essential for the development of our activities. Only with good help will we fulfill our destiny. That's good mental health and good physical health. And this, one of the indications this year is that if people need any mental health support, this is the year to do that. This is the year to go see a therapist. This is the year to go get a little counseling. Even if it's a relationship thing, separately, this is a year to look outside the box and see if you can get some professional support. Because sometimes people have these egos about, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with everybody at one point. At some point, there's something wrong with everybody. This is why you either talk to your friends, you talk to your family, talk to yourself to improve your well-being. Right? This is a year that good mental and physical health is important. It's always important, but it's an indicator this year. It says, watch out for the throat, the spine, and diseases associated with these areas in the body, the nervous system. Remember, we talked about anxiety, depression, things like that, right? It says if people are suffering from blood pressure problems, being attentive to that, right? This is a year that they kind of talk about this a little bit, but this is a year I know that a lot of people are like, oh, you know, Rona's gone, and there are other things that are out there, and this strain and that strain. I have to tell all of you, you need to all travel with a mask, because not everywhere you go, you should go in without a mask. And I'm not trying to make you paranoid. I'm telling you that's what's going on. So it doesn't mean that you need to carry it everywhere. You wear it all the time. It means you should have it with you. If you go in somewhere and you're like, that person is coughing and hacking up a lung, you need to go over there, right? If you're in line in a store, and I mean, it's happened to all of us. We've been we've been in a line someplace in the supermarket or whatever, and all of a sudden this person comes out of nowhere and they're coughing and carrying on. You need to put your mask on. Take care of yourself, right? The flu is still there. Ashe, right? The flu is still there. There's so many other cooties to get that's in the air. This is a year of things that can travel in the air, right? In addition to gossip travels in the air, right? Stay away from gossip. Stay away from all of the stuff that distracts you from getting your money, getting your opportunity, keeping your mind right, keeping your mind clear. Stay away from that stuff, especially this year. Why? Because this is a grind year. This is a year to get what is entitled to you. So let's see, we're almost finished. It says avoid excessive consumption of processed foods. It says special respect should be given to the river. Mafetafum Oshun. Again, I am a priestess of Oshun. I love all of you. And before I end this, I want to share with you, a lot of you learn about doing all these different spells. And this is going to be an upset. I don't care. I'm good at saying things that are upset anyway. People learn all these different spells, and then they go to these places in nature and pollute the river, pollute the ocean. You need to learn how to be a little conscientious with some of the work that you do, your spiritual work. They say this is a year to respect the rivers. Well, we should always respect the rivers, period, because this is where we get fresh water from, right? So you want to be very mindful of putting things that are not biodegradable, things that animals can't consume, all of these different things in these natural places, whether it be the ocean, the river, and so on, right? So be mindful of that, but definitely go to the river. Appeal to Oshun for love in your heart, love in your life. Oshun is an Orisha of money and wealth and opulence and sweet things. Go and appeal to her. Oshun has been here as long as the earth has been here, as long as there have been rivers here. So this energy is here to help all of us. Oshun is responsible for all of us being born. Hello. So appeal to the Orisha in a way that is helpful for you. Everyone on this call should go to the river and drop just a little bit of honey in the river. Taste it. This is so delicious, Oshun. I'm not poisoning you. I'm giving you something so wonderful and delicious that you love. Help to sweeten my life, sweeten my love, sweeten my finances, sweeten my health, sweeten my family. You guys know I could be here all day, right? But we're not going to be doing that. So, here are some things to keep in mind for the year. And I hope that this has been helpful to all of you. We've connected. I'm cracking the egg on my lives and definitely connecting with all of you because we have a lot to do. Orisha has charged me with a long shopping list of things to do with you, and I want to share them with you this year. And the more that we meet and the more that we get together, I can find out some of the things that you like, things that you want to hear about, because I'm a walking encyclopedia. We could be here all day. But I want to share with you some information that you're interested in hearing about, because I'm always interested in sharing with all of you. So let's see if we have anything. Shun doesn't like to be messed with. I am a child of Oshun. Facts. I love these comments. All right, so let's see if we have any good comments or any questions, or maybe there's someone who's in crisis, because there is someone who's in crisis on this live today that okay. Someone who is in crisis. Hello. A few of us, I'm sure. So I want to say a prayer, a special prayer for people who feel that they're in crisis today before we close this call. So that's a physical crisis. You said my back. Okay. Does anyone want to put out a good word for anyone who's in crisis on this live today? We're in community. This is my new Kickback. So in my Kickback, we're here, we're meeting, we're bonding, we're getting together as a community. So we want to share, we want to support with each other. Because that's why we're here. You know, there's so many people who they go on these lives and they just talk, blah, 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 but they don't connect with you. They're not praying for you. They're not like, come on, let's get together as a community, right? My family's speaking toxic about me. I had a lady that came in today that was saying that. And so if you see these relatives, you get some cascarilla powder, you make it into a powder and you blow it around the house, or you sprinkle it on the floor. My financial situation, sending you financial blessings. Ashe, let's send some energy out for each other. Let's send some energy out for each other. Sending you some financial blessings. That's right. I'm convinced they placed a curse on me. Don't own that. Don't own that. You need to start taking some spiritual baths, doing some strong prayer for yourself, because nobody can pray for you like you can pray for you. And that may be corny, but I'm here to tell you that God gave prayer to all of us. God gave prayer to all of us. When you say, I am, that's a prayer. Hello. Stability in all areas. I need one for myself. Stress and finances. So we've got a bit around finances, and I want to say to people that, you know, some people say, oh, there's nothing going on in the economy. I'm here to tell you there's something going on in the economy. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I buy gas like a lot of people. Gas prices have gone up. Right. Let me tell you about this really quick. So I go to, I'm traveling, doing a 5-hour drive, went to go see one of my godchildren, coming back, and I don't really do a lot of fast food. But I was like, I'm going to go to Burger King. I want a fish sandwich. So I go in and I order a fish sandwich. It was $15. Like, hello? I was like, I looked at the lady. I said, for fries, a soda, and a fish sandwich? She looked at me. She goes, the food is fast, but it ain't cheap. I was like, what? This is serious, right? This is serious. What's going on in the world, right? So I'm just giving a small example. I know all of us have an example, right? Of things have changed and people who are in crisis. You know, I send a lot of light. I send a lot of prayers. I send a lot of peace for you. Why? Because we all have obligations. I got obligations. I got bills to pay just like everybody else, right? Still buy kids meals. Right? So we all need to put out this vibration that things will be fine. Things will work themselves out. I will always have more than enough. You with me? You're going to say it. I will always have more than enough to take care of my obligations. Why? Because we all need to have more than enough to take care of our obligations. Okay? So let's just send out some energy, some light for each other. Let's just sit here for a minute. And Spirit says to applaud. Okay, Spirit says to applaud. Okay, I'm gonna go. So let's all applaud for ourselves. We're all still here. We all still have daily bread. We have a place to live. We're receiving abundance just by applauding and thanking, being thankful, right? Every single person on this life has access to Wi-Fi. They actually have a phone or a computer that they're watching this on. We need to have some thankfulness for what we have, right? So I share with all of you when you're feeling these moments, right? I know you may be in crisis, but this will not last. Think about the times where you really had more than enough. And so the prayer is, I have more than enough to take care of my obligations, right? And to take care of myself. And so we applaud with each other because we all need to make sure that we're uplifted as a community. We're not here by ourselves. We're all here together. And I love you all. I thank you for sharing time and sharing space with me. And I hope to see you soon. I'm going to be doing it real fast. Yo, I'm going on. We're just going to keep this fluid this year. We're going to be together. We're going to send out light and energy to each other in brotherhood, in sisterhood, in family. We're here together. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I'm going to sit here with you for about 30 seconds and just watch all these wonderful lines saying goodbye to each other. And see you soon. Mwah.